Hi and Assalamualaikum to all of you. Okay, my name is Nur Akila. I am the CAD application engineer here in AcadSystems Sdn Bhd. Welcome everyone and thank you for joining today's free online lesson. Okay, for today's topic, we're gonna learn about the 3D photorealistic rendering. So, what is 3D photorealistic rendering? Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Photorealistic 3D rendering is the process of obtaining an image of the model using a 3D CAD software. Before that, I hope you guys can hear my voice and see my share screen. Okay, I guess I shared. Okay. Okay, and then, okay. 3D, okay, I start. Okay. Photorealistic 3D rendering is the process of obtaining an image of the model using a 3D CAD software. So if you guys are familiar with Maya software or with 3ds Max, those two can get a 3D photorealistic rendering. Okay, those two are some of the example of the 3D CAD software. But without those two, if you don't have those two software, you can use AutoCAD to get the 3D photorealistic rendering image. Okay, the result is a rendered image that is hard to distinguish from a photograph of a real life object. Right, it is useful in lots of industries, including architecture and interior design, visual prototyping, to get product design, as well as in many other areas. Right, those people will use photorealistic 3D image to sell project or winning competition or to grow their business. Say you are a design engineer and you want to produce a model or product like this, and you create the 3D model first, and then you render to get the 3D photorealistic rendering image, and then you show it to your customer, right? And also used for social media marketing. Okay, before that, let me admit one participant. Thank you for joining, Amar Hafiz. Okay. Here, what basic technique are used in 3D photorealistic rendering? So today I will focus on these 5 basic techniques. Okay, I will create 3D model. This is the example of the 3D model I will create, which is the lamp mounted to the wall. And then assign material to this object, and then add some lighting or shadow, and then set up the camera, and lastly we'll start render the image. Right? Without further ado, let me jump to my AutoCAD software. Okay, I open my AutoCAD. Right. And then I want to create the 3D model. I will just use the default template. Okay, this first. Okay, and now I want to create a lamp. I want to create the frame first. I will use the polyline. But before that, make sure you're in the correct workspace, which is 3D modeling, because by default, AutoCAD will open in this workspace. So I want to create 3D modeling, I will move to this workspace. Alright, continue to create the frame. I will use polyline. Start, turn on this first. Instead, okay, for the frame, for the line first, I will insert 20 centimeter. Okay, zoom in. Let me change the setting size to 1 and also the grid size. Right? And then I want to create another polyline here for the x-axis, which is the length is 12. Okay. And then I want to move this line to this. Under modify, click move, select this object, enter, and then select the point, which is I will use the midpoint, turn off. Okay. Here, when I move, you notice that the nearest object snap is turned on. So I can just simply place it. Okay. Alright. And then the frame is done. I want to create the shape of the wall length. We use polyline. And then I will track this endpoint and then this endpoint to get this point. Okay, okay. And then the shape I will use up. And then I will use second point. I will choose select this somewhere around here, second point, third point, and then drag this line to get this, and then to connect this, I will use line. Okay. Alright. And now the shape is it's not the shape that I want. For the lamp, I will just adjust this point. I will just adjust. I will just adjust this to get the shape that I want by clicking this and then just drag the point. Alright. Okay, now the shape for the lamp is ready here. And then I want to revolve this shape by going to modeling and then select revolve. Select this shape, enter, and then it asks me to specify the axis, which is I want to choose this line as the axis. Right. When I move, okay, right, I will just click enter because it asks me to specify the angle of revolution. It already 360 because I want to create the 3D model, right? So I will just click enter. Okay. Now the shape for the lamp is done, but I want to erase this line, the frame first. Okay. What I do is I tap in erase. I erase this model first. Don't worry. And then I will move this to the right. Select this object, move, and then move to the right. And then I will enter command to get the image that I erased right here, and then just delete this. Okay, now you can see that the frame line is now erased. Right. Now I change the view to SW isometric and then change the visual style to shadow usage. Now you can see that I already obtained the 3D model for the lamp. Okay, and now I want to rotate this model to 90 degrees. I want to stand this model. Okay, by enter the command rotate 3D, enter, and then it asks me to select object. Okay, first of all, I want to change it to 2D wireframe bed, and then enter rotate 3D. Select this object that I want to rotate, enter, and then select x-axis. Okay, specify a point on the x-axis. I will click this point, and then it asks me to specify the rotation of angle. I will insert 90 degree. Okay. Now that I changed the view, alright. Then I want to create a base bawah ni. Okay, by draw a circle here with the radius of 7. Okay, and then I want to extrude this circle. I go to extrude, select this circle, enter, and then enter the distance or the height is negative 1.6. I put negative because I want it to extrude on negative direction because it work, right? Right? And then change the visual style to shaded with edge so that you can see that I've created the volume and then also the base. Right. Then I will change the view to the front, where right now I want to create the big plate of the lamp. Okay, by just mirror this extruded object to 45 degrees. Okay, to do that, I will go to modify and then select mirror and then select object, which is I will mirror this extruded base. Enter, specify first point. I will track the center of this base and then just move my cursor downward. So I get this extension line by I turn on the extension object snap. Okay, track this, center, move downward, and then enter the distance 10. So that 10 is from this point to this space is the distance is 10. And then you can see that I can mirror this base. I want to mirror it to the right for the 45 degree, and now I turn on polar tracking. Okay, so that it's net to 45 degree. So I click 45, 90, 125 degree, and then just move my cursor upward until it's net to the 45 degree. And then just click. Then it asks me whether I want to erase or not. I click no. Right now I have created the big plate and I want to move this to the right for about 3 units. Click this and enter. Then move to the right for about 3 units. Alright. Okay. Next, I want to create the arm for the lamp. Okay, by using polyline. Okay, I track on the center because I want to create the arm to the center of the extruded circle to the base. Click this and then I want to connect it to this center. But I want to use up shape by clicking up bawah ni or just right click and choose up. And then it asks me whether I want to use angle center. I will choose second point. And then click somewhere around here and then end it on this center. Okay, now I create the line, the arc for the arm. And then I want to change the shape. Edit the shape, something like this. Okay, to get the beautiful shape. And then next, I want to give a sweep tool, to use the sweep tool for the arm. Okay, but first I will create a circle with the radius is 1. And then go to modeling and extrude, select sweep tool, and then select object to sweep. I will choose this circle, enter. And then select sweep path, which is this arc. Select this, and then now I have created the arm for this wall length. And if you notice that my 3D model shape is a bit rough, so I want to put a smoothness effect on it by type in the command phase stress. Enter, and then enter new value for phase stress. 0.5 is the default smoothness, and I want to enter 10 for the maximum smoothness. And then when I click on enter, and you can see that my model is rough, is smooth, right? Alright, and then I'm done with the creating the 3D model for this, but you guys can notice that there is a gap here and then here. So I want to close the gap by moving this deadplate to the left, right? Click move and then select this object, enter, and then just move to the left, but I want to move it for about 0.5 only. Okay, now the gap is gone, but for this gap, I want to move this to output. Select these two objects, enter, select this one, and then move output and enter the value 0.5. Okay, now the gap is gone. And then when I change to 2D wireframe, it's intersect, right? But I want to merge these three by using union. Type in union, enter, and then select object, which I will select these three objects and enter. And right now I get the merge profile, which is I merge these three objects into one object. Alright, into a single part. Alright, and then next is I change the view to SW isometric and then change to see the okay. Right now this is the 3D model for my lamp, and I want to add some fillet around this edge. Okay, by go to modify and select fillet. Select first object, I will select this edge first, and then he asked me to enter the radius. I will enter 1 for the radius, enter, and then if I want to select this edge, and then also this edge to fillet, and just click enter. Now I create the fillet. Right. Okay. Done with that. And then I want to mount this lamp to the wall by creating a wall in this space. So I will change the UCS first. I go to visualize, and under coordinate this UCS, I will change it to left. Okay, I rotate it a bit, and I want to create a wall to this place. Okay, to create a wall, I go back to home and then create a rectangle. Just select this face until it gets center this, and just draw randomly. I want to specify the distance, the length and the height for the wall. I will just simply randomly put it here. Okay. And then I have created this, but I want to create a region to generate the surface within boundary by type in region, enter, and then select this rectangle object, enter. Okay, and then when I change the view to the front, to the left. Okay. Right. Now I created the wall. And then I want to position this lamp to the center by moving this wall. Okay. Click move, select the wall, enter, and then just simply select it and just drop the wall and position the lamp center around. Okay. Alright. Okay, change this to SW. Okay. Right. Now I've done my 3D model. And for the second technique is to assign material to object. Okay. Let me show you how to assign material to this object. You can go to visualize, and under material browser, you can click on it to turn on the material browser, or you can just simply type in the command for material is MAT. Alright. There are two types to assign the material, which you can use the Autodesk library material that are already available in here, or you can create your own material. So for the first, for example, like this wall, I want to use the Autodesk library material. Expand this, and you can see this Autodesk library folder, expand. And then for the wall, I want to use wall covering. This is the wall covering material. There are a lot of options you can use, right? And I want to use this wall vectorial. Okay. Two ways. I can just drag and drop, or I can just click on this image and right click and select assign to selection to assign the material to the model. Okay. Okay, now the wall is the material for wall is I have assigned, which is this. Okay, for the lamp, I will create a new material, which is you can see at the bottom left, this small icon, right click on it, and then I click new generate material. Okay, you can see this default generate name is the default. Okay, I want to change the name. I will give it a lamp bulb. Alright. And then for the color, there are two, which is color by object and color. I want to specify the new color for this object. I want to give it a yellowish, okay, yellowish color to it, and then you can edit it whenever you want. Click OK. And then for the image, I don't want to put any image. Okay, for this lamp, there are other settings that you can use, reflectivity, transparency, and others. And for the wall lamp, I want to set the self-illumination. Okay, self-illumination is the properties of the material where it used to emit light. Okay, for example, like the luminance here, I want to set the lampshade interior. And then the color temperature is the incandescent bulb, right? This is the value where you can enter. Also, you can just enter the color filter. That is for the lamp. I will click this, and then right click here and assign to selection. And then for the arm, I will create a new material and give it a name as arm. Okay. For the color, I will put a little lighter. This for example. And then I want to set the reflectivity, right? And then right click on the arm, right click here, and then assign. There is a typo. Okay. Okay, then I change the view to realistic so that you can see the real view of my knee. Now I'm done assign the material to my object. And next, I want to add lighting or shadow. To add lighting, you can under visualize, you can see under light, here light and no shadow here, where you can create a light, which is point light or spotlight, distance, with light, and so on. Right? But in this case, I don't want to create light. But if we want, let me show for the spotlight, for example, like, okay, it asked me to specify the source application. Say I want to put it here. And then it asked me to specify the target. I want to target it here. And then just click enter. Now that I create spotlight, but for this case, I don't want to use spotlight. I will just delete this. Okay, but I want to add the shadow, on the shadow. And also for the sun location, I will turn on the sun status. Okay, here you can adjust the exposure, the white balance, whenever you want. Alright. Okay. Right. That is for the lighting. And then second last we have setup camera, which is to set up the camera. Here under camera you can click on create camera, and then okay, specify camera location whenever you want to look the camera view. Say here and then just point it here. Then you ask me if I want to give a name or location, height, I will just click enter. When I click on this camera, you notice that this camera preview is turned on. Okay, I will change it to realistic. Then this camera preview is used for when you want to edit the location or edit this y-axis to edit this. Okay, you can see from the camera preview. For example, like I want to change it. Okay. Right. So this is the camera preview, so it gives you easy to show, to see. Right. So in my case, I place the camera here. And then when I go to custom view, I go to this custom model view, and I want to view from my camera. I click this, and here the workspace is change the view to camera. Okay. Again. Alright. And then lastly, start render, which is there are two, render in local or render in cloud. Render in local. Okay, first, render to size. You can select when whatever size of the render, which is the biggest size is you need the largest pad of the laptop. Okay, for example, for in this case, I will use for HDTV. Okay, and then here you can see this. This is the render preset where you can set, you can choose either you want to render it low or medium or high, overnight quality. This render preset have different level, which is if you choose low, it will render in 1 level. If you choose medium, 5 level. If you choose overnight, you need to wait for it to render for 10 hours, right? So in my case, I will choose medium. Okay, and then this render in window, it's best to choose the window. Okay. So now I will perform my render by clicking on this render to size, this icon, click in, and just wait it to render. Level 1, level 3, level 4, and level 5. Right. This is 100%. Okay, when you expand this gives you the preview of or the detail of the rendering, which is you can know the output file name, or you can know the render time. This is the render image that I obtained based on the camera view, based on the setup that I set up the material, the lighting. Okay, for you to get 3D photorealistic in the image, get a beautiful one, it depends on that person creativity. Okay, if you put if you have a complex model and you put so many material on it, you put lighting, spotlight, you put shadow, anything, and then when you render, it will give the result as what you set up. Okay, And then this render image you can save. Okay, save. And then you can specify the place to save it. You can just enter the name, or you can just choose the file type. I will choose PNG. Click save. And here I will choose 32 bits, the size of the color. Right. Another thing is render in cloud. Render in cloud is you can use this. Okay, let's say when you don't have the highest spec of laptop or computer, or you have lot of setup, you have like I said, you have a complex model, 3D model, and you put so many lighting, it will definitely make the rendering time longer. So you can render it in cloud. Okay, let me show you. But make sure you sign in to your Autodesk account first. Okay, and I click in render in cloud. Okay, I have to save this first. Just simply save, render it up, and then it appear this Autodesk rendering. Model view, I will just choose from my camera view earlier. And then note that you need to turn on this, notify me by email when completed. Okay. Later when you render in cloud, when the rendering is complete, you will get an email from Autodesk that say your render is complete. Okay, and then when I click start rendering, it doesn't appear here because okay, Autodesk will save all the file and render it to the Autodesk rendering. See, it will upload all the files to the rendering Autodesk cloud. Okay, and then you need to just wait for it to complete. Okay, and then you can still edit here, or you have so many drawing you want to edit, right? And if you want to see the email is something like this. Okay, you will get this email. Okay, you need to sign in, all right? Or you want to see it from the render, you can just Google Autodesk rendering. Okay, then click here to see the gallery. Make sure you sign in and move to my rendering. Okay, this is the Autodesk rendering cloud, where when you use the rendering cloud, all the project will save it here. Okay, as an example, this is the drawing that I have created. Alright, then view product, and you can see the image. You can save, you can download whichever file type you want. Alright, that is for render in cloud. So you can choose whether you want to render local or you want to render in cloud. Okay. If you guys have any question about today's lesson, you can ask now. But while we at it, I want to go through our website channel, which is acadsystems.com. Okay, this is our website. Okay, we are Autodesk partner. We are the reseller. We are the Autodesk reseller. We sell Autodesk product, which you can see in this tab. You can see this Autodesk software that we sell. And then if you drop down, you can see our latest promotion and news. And then you will see the latest online lesson or workshop. Okay, for next week on 29 June, we have hatching in AutoCAD. If you want to learn about hatching, you can just click on this flyer and then just fill in your RSVP here. Right? Okay. We also provide training to those who want to have training with us. You can go to training and you can click on training inquiry and fill in what training you want from us. So you look down, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, for today's FOL, it is a recorded FOL, which is you can watch it in our AutoCAD system YouTube channel. Okay, here there are a lot of previous online lesson that you can learn freely in here. Okay, and you guys can subscribe and like and watch it freely. If you guys subscribe, thank you for that, right? Okay. So I think that's it for today's free online lesson. There is no question from you. One, two, three. Okay. So that's it for today's free online lesson. And I hope to see you guys soon on my next free online lesson. Thank you, Muhammad Azam. Thank you, YTCO. Thank you, NSL. Thank you, Khairul Rizwan. Right? So I end it here. Thank you so much for joining me. And Assalamualaikum and bye-bye.